Oh, we'll need to do some spanking later, won't we? How young are you?
Yeah, we're not talking about that. Remember?
I know.
I'm over the age. I already said I'm over the age where there's nothing to look forward to. 18, you get to vote and do all kinds of stuff. 21, you get to drink. So I'm past that.
That is
so now
true.
it's just getting older.
It's just
nothing to look
older.
forward to.
You just got to look forward to getting over the hill now.
I guess. What have you been up to?
Well, it's been quite an exciting week. I went to the old city council meeting last week. And
yeah, speaking of round and round.
Yeah, amen to that. I mean, come on now. And, I understand the non-smokers and I understand the smokers. I'm a non-smoker, first off.
Same.
And I've dealt with cancer in my life. My mom passed away, or didn't pass away from cancer, but she got cancer in 1977. She was 52 years old and lost 2/3 of her left lung to it. But she continued to smoke after that with no remission of cancer. Certain things do activate cancer. Not smoking is not always the same. And hopefully today we'll get some callers in and that'll call in with us. They can call us on 660-826-9210. And because we'd like to hear your all side of this also. I believe a bar owner should be able to do his own thing in his own business because it's his investment. It's not yours. It's not my money. It's his investment. And for people to go around and telling people how to run their business like that, I just don't think it's right. We got 5 bars here locally that only serve alcohol. And these Clean Air Sedalia people were down and ranting and raving about, we'll be in these bars when this ban passes. Well, they haven't. We got a caller. Cool. Let's take them.
Bob FM, who's this?
Well, I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I agree with Kevin.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, you can remain anonymous.
I know who this is. How you doing?
Don't you dare say who I am either. I'll kill you.
I know you will.
Listen, I agree. The bar should be allowed to have cigarettes in there if they want. The people should be allowed to come in there. Other public places, maybe not. I, too, am a non-smoker. I don't allow them in my house, but I think they have rights like everyone else, and in certain designated places, they should be allowed to smoke.
Absolutely.
100%. I agree with you. Do you believe, hey, can you turn your radio down a little bit in the background, sir?
Hold on.
All right. Appreciate it. I'm getting some feedback.
Yeah, just a little bit. This is a good friend of mine. I think the world of this man, and I always have valued his opinion.
Now, well, recently I wrote an article, and it's been getting a lot of attention around town, been shared on Facebook and stuff about banning fast food. Basically, we can say, anything is unsafe, how far we want to get with it, right? So
I agree.
Do you believe, like I said in the article, do you believe that you have the right to walk into a restaurant and, if a few people are smoking, turn around and go to a different restaurant?
I couldn't agree with you more. That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct.
I brought up to the people when at one of the council meetings, I brought up, and this is one of your favorite things that you like to do, is barbecue. And I brought up how dangerous barbecuing itself can be. It increases women's chance of getting breast cancer by 47%.
And that's barbecue smoke.
That's just from the smoke. And that goes into the food, but, we're not fighting on that.
No.
And I kind of laugh at these people because here this is possibly causing cancer in women, and they're not worried about that. They're just worried about cigarette smoke. Look at all the semis that go through our community and dumping out that smoke.
I think people just pick their own agendas or pick what they want to fight with and ignore the facts sometimes.
Yep.
However, one of the reasons I called I want you take requests, and I want to hear an old song if you have it.
All right, I'll try to get on to the next break. What do you want to hear, my man?
Wynonna Judge, No One Else But You.
Oh, wow. All right, that's a good one. I'll try to get that on for you. Got any parting words before we close it down with you?
No, I'm actually busy cooking right now. So
what are you cooking? I'm coming out for dinner. I know where you live.
Tomorrow.
Oh, it's for tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I can come out and be the taste tester.
I bet you can.
All righty. Well, we appreciate your call.
All righty.
Thanks for calling in.
All right, once again, the number is 826-9210. Got our first caller there. Basically just talking about the smoking ban. Phone lines are open. You can call in if you're against it, if you're for it. We want to hear both sides.
Absolutely. Because I'm open to hearing everybody's opinion. We know what the definition of opinion. Everyone's got one. But I'm going to also throw out, these lobbyists that came down to Sedalia. They were from American Cancer Society, American Lung Association, and all that. And they're from Columbia. And they're sitting up there in Columbia with one of the biggest coal-producing or coal-burning power plants in mid-Missouri. It uses 49,000 tons of coal a year in that in that electricity plant by burning coal. And think of all that goes into their area in Columbia. Why aren't they up there worried about that? They're down here in our little town worried about our small mom and pop bars having these smoking going on in their bars.
Right.
Just drives me nuts that these people think they have the right to tell people this.
All right, well, hang on to that thought, Kevin. We got to take a commercial break. Once again, phone lines are open, 826-9210, talking about the smoking ban happening here in Sedalia. If you're for it, if you're against it, we want to hear from you. Once again, phone lines, 826-9210. On the way, we'll try to get that request in there and also some Pearl Jam. Then we'll get back to the smoking ban right here.
Sounds good.
92.3 Bob FM.
The two things Bob knows for sure are beware of
a direct violation of a person's right if they happen to own commercial property. I believe it's a violation of just good taste. I personally don't care for body piercings or for tattoos, but I don't think that I have the wherewithal to tell somebody they can't have one.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
But these people seem to think that they have the right to control what goes on in a commercial building that they don't have a financial interest in.
Exactly. And that's one of my beefs. I mean, because they're sitting there, and these people don't even go to these bars. That's what gets me the most. They don't even go into these bars, these establishments here in town, and, and I mean, or even invested into them. I look at the Shea Wynn. I mean, I was there this past weekend. There was a few people there. Last Friday, I went to the End Zone for lunch.
But you used to have to, budge people out of the way to get in.
Absolutely. And there was 3 people sitting at the bar, 7 people sitting outside, and that's not counting myself. So altogether, there was 12 people at lunchtime.
Yeah, you used to have to wait for a table at lunch.
Yeah. And so, for them to say it's not hurting our economy in this area, I think that's wrong. I think taking the bar owner's position of whether they want to have smoking or not is wrong. I mean, this is just a start of one little right they're going to take away. Then the next one that they're working on down there at City Hall is people like you who own buildings downtown and live in them, and they're going to be able to come in and just, they see a crack on the building, they're coming in, they're going to search your building and see if it's fit or not. I mean, where do we draw the line of how we have too much government as it is?
Because and also in that ordinance, when they first read it at the first council meeting I went to, home invasion is right on the front page of it.
I believe that, and I mean, and if they get that with you,
the Fourth Amendment right.
Yep, and if they get that with you guys that are in the downtown area, then the neighborhoods are next. There's a councilman I know that already wants to put people in jail, and this was, I overheard this myself. He wants to put them in jail if they don't paint their house.
Hey, Joe, as a building owner, Joe, we want to know a little bit about how this directly affects you, because we've heard a lot of bar owners and restaurant owners as a commercial building owner downtown. Tell us how this affects you.
Well, they've taken away my right as the owner, as the taxpayer,
exactly,
to manage what goes on in my building.
Yep.
I get to choose if I want to not have smoking today. That's my choice.
Yep.
Not theirs. Mine.
I completely agree with you, Joe.
And they've stepped on every owner of a building's toes in Sedalia. There were people that were making their establishments non-smoking, and it might have been an economic advantage to them, because if everybody else had smoking and they didn't, and that's what you wanted to have for an environment for a meal, you might have chose them. Well, now they've taken that playing field away and made it level for only the non-smokers.
Exactly.
There's no level field there for somebody that smokes.
No, there's not.
All right, Joe, well, we appreciate your phone call, and we look forward to hearing from you again.
Thanks for calling in, Joe.
All right, that was Joe, and we definitely appreciate his call. That means the phone line is open, 826-9210.
And, we want to hear from both sides. We really do. I'd like to hear somebody call in that is for it. I think we've got a caller. Hang on, let's see who this is.
Bob FM, who's this?
Kevin, this is Bob Cross.
Hey, Bob, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good for an old man, I guess.
Thanks for calling in. Now, this is Bob Cross, 3rd Ward Councilman.
Okay. All right, Bob. Well, we're talking about the smoking ban today. Let's hear a little bit of your intel.
Okay, I asked them to put this to a vote of the people on the April ballot.
Yes, you did.
And they said no. And the ordinance was wrote up that private bars, which I consider, and this is no disrespect, but private bars are private beer joints.
That is correct.
And I said we should also allow public bars to have the same option to smoke.
Yeah.
And I was shot down there, too, you know.
Yes, you were. They shot you down several times, if I recall correctly, through all this.
Yeah,
You and Rebecca Lestrada during a lot of this.
Right. And I think the county commissioners ought to step up, too. And if they're going to have it straight across the board, they shouldn't allow the other 3 taverns outside the city limits to smoke. But I'm for allowing public bars to smoke just like the private bars.
Yeah.
And Bob, why is it that every single time that this gets keep getting pushed back, and now I guess they said 6 months until they revisit this again or something like that?
90 days.
90 days, but they just keep pushing it back. Why is that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Here's my opinion on why that is. Because like Shea Wynn and Friendly's downtown, that's not part of the dreamscape that they have planned for the future of downtown. Those are not the kind of bars they want. They want the yuppie kind of places like Fitters is.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Charlie and them at Shea Wynn and the people that own Friendly's, they're in danger of this, and they know they're on little funds.
For me,
Right.
it feels like Bob and Kevin. It feels like they don't know their demographic. If I can be honest, they don't really know where we're located at. I mean,
We're not a yuppie town.
Exactly.
We are a small town,
hardworking,
factory
Missouri.
working people. We're blue collar people. We're not yuppies. Becca and I had opened a bar years ago. It was her bar, and we jazzed it up quite a bit, and it didn't work. People just look for a local bar like the Shea Wynn or the East End Tavern or Friendly's. Go in, have a few drinks, have a few smokes, and go home.
Yeah. Something else, too. The council also agreed when this first started talking about the smoking ban, we did not want to see any business closed because of this.
Right.
And I guess as soon as it happens, we're going to have to sit down again, because we all agreed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
I remember that meeting very well, too.
Yeah.
That's the same meeting that Larry Stevenson made the deal with Steve Gallagher on just excluding the private clubs, and he dropped the bars like a hot rock.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, hey, Kevin, remember that song back in the 50s, Smoke, Smoke, Smoke That Cigarette?
I sure do. I wasn't old enough to remember that, but I do unfortunately know that song for some strange reason.
I think you guys should play that.
We might have to dig in the archives for that one. All right, Bob.
Kevin, thank you.
We
Thank
appreciate
you, Bob.
your phone call. Thank
Okay,
you.
Bye.
All right, man. There's
That was nice to have a councilman call in.
That was nice. We were looking for that, actually. That means the phone line's open at 826-9210. Unfortunately, right now, we do have to take a commercial break.
But
Let's
we'll
go
be
ahead
back.
and we'll come back quickly here in a second. But like I said, phone lines are open, 826-9210 right here. Talking about the smoking ban with Kevin and Caleb right here on 92.3 Bob FM.
Bob. Don't get left out of Guitar Center's biggest guitar amp and effects event of the year ends Tuesday.
We all know that trick-or-treating on an empty stomach is the scariest part of Halloween. Feed your little monsters and avoid cranky with a Papa Murphy's large jack-o'-lantern pizza. Just $7. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Here on 92.3 Bob FM, I am Caleb here with you in the afternoon drive. That is Kevin over
hello there.
We are talking about the smoking ban today. We do have a person that is for the smoking ban on the line, so let's go ahead and bring him in. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. All right, so you were for the smoking ban. Let's hear a little bit of the reasons why.
Well, to me, you have to put up the right to breathe against the right to smoke.
Okay.
And I personally have respiratory issues where if I get one whiff of smoke, I will go into an asthma attack, and then I will subsequently probably develop bronchitis, which I may not get over for 8 months.
Okay.
So as you can see, when I go into a public place, it's very difficult for me because even when people are 25 feet from the entrance, I have to hold my breath a lot of times or not even go in a store because there are smokers there.
Yeah, and I understand that point. So basically, like you said, if it's like one puff of smoke that you get, it pretty much you're down and out.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now let me ask you a question. Do you go to the local taverns here in Sedalia?
Well, I haven't gone to a lot of public places in years because it's only been more recently that they have started having smoking bans in a lot
Correct.
of public places, and
I'm all for it in the
isolated.
restaurants. I'm all for it in the restaurants. I have no problem with that because children are there involved. But
Right.
and
to me that is another issue as well. And I understand in some establishments children aren't involved.
Exactly.
But it just seems to me that the right to breathe it comes before the right to smoke.
Okay, then let me ask you this question. Now, say like you're a business owner now, and say like you're a bar owner, and you wanted to have your bar smoking because that's the clientele you want to cater to. Do you think it's the right for the city or anybody else to deem that illegal now? It's your investment that you're putting into the community. You're bringing tax dollars to the community, a lot of them, because right now these bars that I've been into since this ban has gone into effect has lost thousands of dollars. That's a lot of money to our community.
Yeah, that does propose a difficult question.
Plus lost
I'm
jobs.
not really sure. I can't really say that I stand on one side or the other on specifically on a bar.
Because I understand asthma and allergies and things like that. I have allergies. I live on Broadway, and I have all these semi-trucks that come by with all these wonderful pollutants that come through our community. And,
Right.
So I respect you, and I appreciate your issue that you're in because, I agree with you that, you should be able to go to somewhere where it does have clean air to enjoy an evening out. But we shouldn't have everybody that way because there might be some people who don't want to. I was at InZone here a week ago, and like I said, there was only 3 people inside, not counting me, and 7 people outside. And that place used to be jam-packed at lunch. And it's just, I hate seeing people getting terminated from their job now because of this. I mean, there's been at least 12 people I know that has lost their jobs since this ban has gone into effect. And this is not the time that we need to be having people lose their jobs, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's all because of the smoking ban and if it's not just the economy.
A lot of it's the smoking ban. We've talked to a lot of bar owners, and they said right when it was passed, their clientele went,
because
down
the
drain.
economy, when people get depressed, I hate to say this, but what do they go out and do? Drink and smoke. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people do. They go and they want to drown their troubles out for a couple of hours.
Yeah, they want to self-medicate.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, we appreciate your phone call. Any last words?
No, I just wanted to make sure that somebody brought up the fact that we do have the right to breathe.
Absolutely.
Correct.
I agree with you. Thank you for calling
Okay.
in. I appreciate your comments.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. And yeah, I totally agree with her as far as allergies, breathing, things like that. I think you and I basically, what we're talking about though, is catering to like the bar scene. Restaurants,
Correct.
kids are there. And like I wrote in that
Correct.
article, we're feeding kids fast food when they don't even have a choice.
Next-
Mom and dad are driving through the fast food window, feeding them burgers,
Look at all the overweight
fries,
kids
and
that
they're
we have.
they're 1 or 2 years old. They don't even have a choice of what they're eating.
With juvenile diabetes now.
And yeah, so that's like what I wrote in that article. Looks like phone lines are blowing up here, Kevin. Let me
Awesome.
Take this.
Woohoo!
Here we go. Bob FM, who's this?
Uh-oh.
Hello? Did we lose him?
Uh-oh. I hate it when that happens.
All righty, looks like we lost him. So phone lines are open once again, 826-9210. Talking about the smoking ban here. Yeah, I know you shared the post that I put on our website, why the Sedalia City Council should ban fast food. Got some negative feedback, but it was satire.
It was
So
satire. I sat there and laughed because you were absolutely right. Where do we stop knocking things out? Where do we stop?
I mean, you go and watch high school football tonight. Kids are running into each other. Concussion's a big deal nowadays in sports. So, when does it stop? It looks like we have another call here, Kevin. So let's take this one. Bob FM, who's this?
Yeah, this is Mike Martin.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Great. I hate cigarettes with a passion.
Mm-hmm.
And I work in a restaurant that used to have smoking in it, and I thought it was disgusting when people would walk right to the smoking section with their kids. Those kids have no choice.
Right.
My family has no choice when they go in the restaurant. But as far as adults, and the bars, you're 21 and over, you have a choice whether you choose to do it or not.
Amen. I agree with you
The
there.
bars should be off limits, and I'm wondering these people that voted to let the private clubs allow smoking, the non-private clubs not to allow smoking. are they members of those clubs?
Yes, they were. As a matter of fact, the fourth ward councilman Larry Stevenson is a member of the VFW and all that. And he made a deal with Steve Gallagher, the first ward councilman. Gallagher said, if we drop the bars and exclude your clubs, will you go with that? And he did. I sat right behind him when he made that deal in the mayor's chambers at downtown at City Hall.
Wow, it sounds like a personal decision. It's like a conflict of interest to me.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Well, elections have consequences, and they'll come around again.
You bet that's right. We need to do that nationwide, too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I appreciate your time, Jay. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. All right, phone lines are open, 826-9210. We'll try to fit one more in before we go on commercial break here. Talking about the smoking ban that has happened here in Sedalia.
We're getting some pretty good comments,
Yeah.
I mean, we've had both sides here, and I like that. Nobody's getting all flared up. Oh, do we got another one? Awesome.
We got another one.
Bob
Hey,
FM,
guys.
who's this?
Chuck Longthing from the Shea Wind.
Chuck, how are you doing?
How's it going?
Hey, I just want to put some numbers up for you guys.
Please
Also,
do.
Make some more comments on how it affected, different cities.
Absolutely.
Okay, our entertainment guys that come in from, Jeff City, and I brought it up to him and asked him, and all they do is run machines, your machines that people play on in the bars.
Right.
And he said when they passed that ordinance in Jeff City, they lost at least 40 to 50%
I believe that.
of what they brought in before the smoking ban, just out of bars. But for us at the Shea Wind, and I overheard you saying earlier that we are a community bar.
Yes, you
And
are.
we've been there for going on 43 years.
I remember Shea Wind as a little child when Mom and Dad came over there.
I grew up above it.
I know you did.
But, yeah, I cannot believe, and I totally agree with you, it's a working class, town.
Yes, it
if
is.
they get rid of us, then, what are they going to put in? More antique shops?
Hey, Chuck, this is Caleb. We were talking about, you were talking about Jeff City comparing. Why are these people comparing us to larger cities? They're comparing us to Jeff City. They're comparing us to Columbia. Like I said earlier, they don't know our demographics.
See, Columbia.
I just wanted input from outside of Sedalia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Columbia is
So, I've asked
1,700.
everybody that delivers to us. And the beer companies are losing. Everybody's losing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, like the clean air people, they're comparing us to Columbia, to Jeff City. Like I said, they don't know our demographic, and you know it well, better than anyone in town.
Columbia alone is 114,000 people.
Change our
Pettis
population
County.
sign.
Pettis County alone, and this is all of our county, is 40,000 people. We have
Yeah.
58 people per square mile here in Pettis County, to where they have a little over 1,700 people per square mile in Columbia. Big
Yeah,
difference in
exactly.
demographics.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
And Chuck sees
They-
it firsthand.
I fight right now. I'm fighting my butt off, really, for my father's sake.
I know you are.
He like I said, he's ran this building and this bar, and he's always kept it nice and clean.
Yep.
And I'm just fighting for him because he has been a working man all of his life.
And he's taking care of the working man all of his life, too, at that
Yeah.
bar.
Yes, men and women. I mean, it's just it's just a bad deal over around.
And you all do a lot of things with the community yourselves there.
Oh my Lord, yes, we donate through the United Way every year. I think our best year was like $5,000.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and it all comes through the bar.
Absolutely.
And we bring taxes in, revenue, everything.
Yep.
And they're going to shut us down. I mean, because already we're down 60%.
You just answered my question. I was going to
That's-
say, what percentage are you down? So you're down 60%.
60%.
Wow, that's a lot.
During the week, we're down 60%.
Because I remember going in there Wednesdays or Fridays and Saturdays, and you're jam-packed.
Yeah.
And I was in there this past Saturday. You weren't jam-packed. You had quite a few people, but you were not
People,
jammed.
yeah, but not elbow to elbow like it used to be.
No, not at all.
We used to have girls on the bar and everything. That's where we raised the charity money for United Way.
That's exactly right. I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Chuck.
Girls and guys both on the bar, yeah.
I think then if we get us on the bar, we're going to lose money there, Chuck. Helicopter.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, Chuck. Well, we appreciate it. Sorry to hear about your
Thank
business.
you guys, and thank you, Kevin, for supporting us. Thank both of you guys for supporting us.
You bet.
And I hope we keep this ball rolling.
I hope you...
And I want to ask the people out there listening right now, please show up for support.
and get that petition going around so we can get those 2,500 votes.
We started that. I believe it's. I got to have 25% of registered voters.
So it's 2,500 you have to have, correct?
Yes.
So go to the Shea Win if you can. Chuck will have that petition there to sign.
Yes, we will.
I will come down after I get out of here, and I'll be the first one to sign it if it hasn't already been signed by everybody.
Appreciate it.
You got mine. I'll tell you that.
brother.
I'm here to help you guys.
I appreciate everybody's support out there, and like I said, just show up.
Amen.
Right.
Thank you, Chuck.
Okay, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, that is Chuck. We appreciate his phone call. Unfortunately, we got to take a quick commercial break. Let's see, we have about 10 minutes left. I'd love to do this all day, but we only have about 10 minutes left. So we're going to take
this hour's gone by quick.
Yeah, we're going to have to take another phone call coming up here, but we have to get our ads in. So phone line is open, 826-9210. It is Flamin' Fridays here on 92.3 Bob FM.
I am for the smoking ban in Sedalia. For the restaurants and places we shop and stuff.
Right.
Excluding private bars and public bars.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
I'm with you on that. That's where I can.
Bob just
you
had
had
to clear it
Caleb
up.
over there freaking out. He thought you just switched on us and went
No.
ban this town.
Come on, Bob.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank
you, Bob.
Okay.
We actually have Jim here in studio with us, and he wanted to talk a little bit about it. Go on over there and
Come on over here.
share a mic with
I'm gonna have to
Kevin.
share my mic with you.
He doesn't have
that's okay.
that bad of cooties. So this is Jim. Go ahead and just let it rip, Jim.
The problem is that we need to have more of personal. Oh, I can't even think of the words now. It's someone's personal business. I mean, if you own the business, you have the right to be able to say what it is that you do and do not do in that business. Because if we take that away, which it's not only smoking. I mean, if you look at some of the larger communities, guys were talking about demographics and stuff, but look at larger communities, the sodas, you can't have over a certain size soda. New York, no salt.
Right.
They can't put salt in food. I was a chef for 12 years. Do you know how hard that is to make food without
It's
salt?
impossible with
Have
any
salt in
taste.
your food.
Yeah. And that's like the article I wrote. I mean, where does it end? I know I keep bringing it up, but
Yes.
the fast food, burgers, French fries, shakes, I mean, we all have a choice.
Well, and then next they're gonna tell you, okay, well now you can't smoke in your own house.
Yep.
Now you can't have salt in your house.
Well,
now you
and they're
can't
coming
have
to that. They're getting to
soda.
that and here in Sedalia because they're right now working on this deal down at City Hall that's going to be voted on Monday night. And it's with the downtown buildings. They see something wrong with your building. It could be a slight crack in the window or something like that. They have the right to go in your building and inspect it. And if they find something wrong, they can shut you down. And that is incorrect. That is wrong by so many levels. And if that gets passed, then the next area they're going to hit is our neighborhoods. They're going to drive by. Like I said earlier, we got a councilman that wants to put people in jail for their houses not being painted. They don't know what's going through that home at that moment. They might be unemployed, doing their best to keep food on the table and keep their family in that house. You know, because times are tough right now. We're all not making a lot of money.
If he wants houses painted, maybe he should come by and paint the house.
I agree.
I'm for that.
I would be happy with that. I'll go buy the paint.
All right, Jim, we appreciate it. He just came up in his car. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to come up in the studio and just do whatever I want.
He just knocked me right out of the way.
I like
I'm
that.
going to speak.
I like that.
I like it too.
All right, we got someone else on the phone line here. Let's go ahead and take that. Bob FM, this is Caleb and Kevin.
Hi, this is Robin.
Hey, Robin,
Hey,
what's
Robin.
going on?
Well, I wasn't going to call in. I was trying to text Kevin and tell him to comment on this, but I can't let this go without saying this.
All right.
This is
Get it,
the
girl.
thing that bothered me about the council meeting the other day.
Yes.
There was a council person that actually shushed a citizen, and the city administrator said something about if they go back and exclude the bars from the smoking ban, that it would compromise the council's integrity.
Yes.
This is what bothers me about that.
Yep.
They were voting based on their personal preference. They weren't voting based on what the people wanted.
And did you remember that they not only voted once on the ban, but twice? And the first time they got a 3 and 4 in favor of it, or
Right.
4 that was not in favor of the ban to exclude the bars and the private clubs.
Right.
But then our city administrator did the vote again to get the way they wanted, and got the 4 against, to have this whole ban in here.
Right.
So I mean,
That's
and because
right. And everybody that's listening, you guys, I encourage everybody to go down
to the Shea Win and sign that petition, because you know what? Those people down there, and they might be good people, I don't know them.
They are good people. I do know
down
them.
there are not voting for the people.
Yeah.
They're voting for their personal preference.
Yep.
And the only way that you're going to have a say is if you take it to a vote.
Absolutely.
So that's all I have to say.
Well,
All right.
thank you, Robin.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, like she said, the Shea Win, like, go down there and sign it. You know, and I feel like we talked to Chuck, the Shea Win. Listen, he knows our demographic. They've been here how long, Kevin? I mean, you've been here in Sedalia forever. I mean,
I'm 49 years old next month, and I remember the Shea Win when I was 3 and 4 years old, because Mom and Dad would go from the Moose Lodge to the Shea Win back and forth. You know, I grew up at the Shea Win. I grew up with Chuck and his family.
Yeah.
And so they are like family to me, and I don't want to see a family member have their business lost.
Yeah, and that I feel like is kind of the voice of the people. I know the petition's going on there. So if you do, you know, if you're against this, go up there and sign the petition. Phone lines are ringing off the hook.
Oh my.
All right, let's take. This is probably going to have to be our last one.
Okay.
All right, Bob FM. Who's this?
This is Steve Scott.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Kevin. What's up?
Oh, not a whole lot. Having a good time talking here.
Well, I think we pretty much said everything we need to say on Facebook. You know, I believe that the city council is so out of touch with the people of Sedalia right now, it's not even funny.
The majority of them are. You're absolutely right.
You know, I am ashamed to call myself a veteran with Larry Stevenson voting the way he did and then turning around and doing what he did. You know,
yeah.
That's not right.
No, it's not. I mean, I sat right there and watched that whole ordeal happen, and I was in shock.
Well, this
I mean,
was
you know, he's a veteran. You know, he served our country, as did I.
And received a Purple Heart, he did.
Say again?
He did receive a Purple Heart.
Well, you know, and he fought for our rights.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's trying to take away some people's rights
and
giving other people special rights.
Yes, he is. You're right about that.
And, you know, and I was listening just before you all picked up that, you know, about the Shea Win. You know, I don't even drink. I mean, Kevin, you've known me. We've known each other over 30 years.
Yeah. From school.
Oh, did I just admit that on the air?
I know.
You did. It's out there for everyone.
I got a picture of us together.
But, you know, the only thing we're asking, I understand the people want clean air in Sedalia.
I agree with them on certain parts.
You know, but then we're going to have to start banning diesel trucks.
Yep.
We're going to have to start banning, you know, open burns.
Supersized sandwiches, supersized drinks.
Supersized sandwiches. I mean, you know, because, you know, fat people are caused by spoons. You know, when are we going to stop texting and driving? What about drunk drivers?
Goes back to the blog that I wrote. I know you read it, but yeah, I mean, you can. Anything is unsafe if you look into it. Everything.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you know, a lot of people don't realize what most dangerous, you know, what most of the homicides in the United States was caused by. It wasn't by a gun. It was caused by a baseball bat. So we're going to ban those too.
Oh, they could. Now you give them another idea, Steve.
Shut up. But, you know, and the only thing we're asking the city council is, and you know, Kevin, you and I have had this discussion ad nauseum with some idiots online.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it's like, you know, well, they don't have to put it to a vote. Well, I thought this was a democracy.
Well,
it seems let the people say what they want. Okay, now if it's put on the ballot and it's voted that we go ahead and pass the ban, then a lot of the smokers won't have anything to say.
Exactly.
What they're going to do is all these bars are just going to move outside the city limits.
But some of them can't. They don't have the funds to do that, Steve.
Say again?
Some of these bars won't be able to do that. They don't have the funds because they've already invested all their life savings of where they're at.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, I've heard rumor, you know, from a certain barbecue joint on the south end of town, but not the one that's out of town, but the one that's on the south end of town. He's talking about opening up a place outside of town.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I don't know. That could be just rumor, so I do not know. I'm just basically just speculation at this time.
Okay.
But, I mean, a lot of us need to get together. I mean, you know, we had a good show of force down there on the last meeting, and I understand that the Clean Air Sedalia people are just, you know, ultra politically correct. I'm sorry, you're in the middle of redneck heaven here.
Yes, we are.
Okay?
And we need to be happy who we are here.
Say again?
We need to be happy on who we are. We are a town of 20,000 people. We're blue collar workers, and we don't need to be any bigger. We're not Kansas City or Columbia, and never will be.
Unemployment rate, that's what they need to be worrying about. Bringing more companies into this town so we can have some jobs, so we can spend the money.
Because we're at a 13% unemployment rate in this community. Well, Steve, we're at a 13% unemployment rate here in Pettis County.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
And that's pathetic.
Yeah, it is. Well, Steve, we're going to have to wrap this up, and I appreciate you calling in. Kayla appreciates you calling in because my time is up here. I can't believe this hour went by as quickly as it did with everybody calling in. I want to say thank you all for calling in. We may have to carry this over to another...
maybe next Friday.
Maybe
so. It was a great turnout. So,
I thought so too, and I thank everybody for calling in, pros and cons, because, you know, I'm open to listen to both sides. You know, my mind is not set in stone.
All right. Well, thanks, Kevin. Thanks for everyone who called in. This was absolutely great. I think a lot of people got some stuff off their chest, and we got to hear from both sides. So, like Kevin said, we're gonna have to do this again, probably from 4 to 6, because we couldn't get all the phone calls in that we needed to.
That's too bad, because boy,
I wanted, if you call in, I wanted to hear from every citizen. So,
absolutely.
Maybe next time we'll do it from 4 to 6. This was kind of thrown together, kind of last second.
Yeah.
So, definitely gonna do this again. Let's see. Let's lighten it up a little bit. I know it's gonna be tough, but that was a great conversation with everyone. Thanks for everyone who called in.
Thank you all.
Let's go ahead and we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to play Complete the List.
Yeah.
And we're going to give away a pair of tickets to the Sedalia Food Fair.
Woohoo! There's lots of good food there.
All right, stick around. That's coming up next right here on 92.3 Bob FM.
92.3 KSDL FM, Sedalia, Missouri. This is Kyle Wymuth with WK Chevrolet, Buick, Cadillac, and GMC in Sedalia. Thanks for being a customer.